Hey there. This one might have to be quick. My dogs are restless, eager for their walk. Little Rudy wants to come sit on my lap. Sit carefully, little buddy. We won't be long. I thought I'd fire up the camera and just tell you something that was on my mind earlier. I was with Emily. She's down visiting, doing some stuff. Now with COVID, she can pretty much be anywhere, right? So she was down hanging out with us for a couple of days. And I was thinking to myself how young she is, right? She had left some dishes on the sink, and she might get mad if she hears me say this, but she had made a purchase that I thought was rather impulsive. And so I was thinking, youth, and I'm thinking she'll grow out of that. Hi there. Where'd my glasses go? Whoever you are. I can't see. Exploring. What is that? Evolving Blessed. Oh, I know you. Hi. I think I've seen your name here. Hi, Evolving Blessed. And I was thinking about how young and she's got so much to go through, and all of her life ahead of her, and so many things to learn along the way. How's the audio? I think if I move this up a little better. And I was thinking to myself about my own situation, how, being 56 years old, what's it like here? And I thought I would talk about that for just a little bit, to tell you, I thought I was 40. Thank you, Groovy. No, I'm 56 as of May. I'm closing in on 57. I'm about 3 months older than my dad ever was, which is kind of a sobering thought for me, to outlive your own father, as a man at least. What's it like? I didn't plan any seeds of thought, so I'm just going to be kind of spontaneous and off the cuff. There's one big thought that's in my mind, but I'll go over a couple of simple ones. Hey, Reese. Hey, right back at you. One of the big a couple of thoughts that go through my mind are wearing down, right? Really feeling the body begin to start to break a little bit, right? The joints are getting achy. Even though I exercise every day, I probably walk a good 3 miles, 4 miles a day, and I swim every day, and I do, range of motion exercises when I'm at work and standing up on the meetings. I'll stand up, not when the camera's turned off. I'll do that kind of stuff. So that's helping, but I definitely feel like the body is going down. I was watching American Ninja Warriors last night a little bit. I like that show. Yes, we chatted before. I'm a subscriber. Oh, excellent. Are you a subscriber to YouTube, Evolve Blessing, or the website, goingalone.org? Are you a subscriber there? Well, welcome. Is it .org or .com? I can't remember. Anyway, so there's that. The body is definitely going down. Mentally, hello, my friend, 55 here and feeling it as well. Aaron, hi, Aaron. Yeah, you're an old friend. Yeah, isn't it something how it starts to... 50 wasn't quite it. When I hit 50, I was thinking, this ain't so bad. But now I'm starting to feel it. And when I try to imagine myself 10 years from now, so mentally, that's a mixed bag. Because, hello, small five. That's a mixed bag, because at once I feel light years ahead of where I was ever in my life, right? I would much rather be mentally where I am now than at any point ever in my life. It's just every decade is better than the one before. And this is definitely the best year of my life so far, and I'm hoping the next one. Oh, YouTube, okay. Hi, Evolve Blessing. Thank you for being a subscriber. But at the same time, the mental piece isn't quite as good as it used to be. The memory's not there. The cognitive ability to puzzle things together. The way my daughter has to come and help me out with an app. I'm getting to become that kind of old person that can't, use their phone. You work for the fire department. Well, no, this is Fire Thursday. Every Thursday, Ventura Fire Department. I work for the city of Ventura, California. One of my projects is for the fire department, specifically for the fire prevention side of the house. That's the fire marshal's job. I've learned a lot about fire departments. Hi, Christopher. And the fire marshal is the sponsor of that one project. And so he gave me this shirt. Wasn't that nice of him? So every Thursday I would have a big meeting on Thursday with the fire team. So I always saved this shirt for Thursday so I could have it on the camera. I could be one of the gang, right? But even though we've changed our meeting schedule now, we don't have big meetings on Thursdays, but Thursday is Fire Thursday shirt for me. I love it. It's my favorite shirt to have. Speaking of which, I need to buy some more shirts. So mentally, better than best I've ever been, right? In terms of just feeling good about life, just being able to handle things, and maybe it's the quest of going alone that got me there. But hey, Robert, good to see you. Another old dude. Talking about being old. But, memory is off. Acuity is off. Ability to puzzle things together is off. I'm sure that I could never continue I can't add new vocabulary to my mind like I used to. 53, oh, youngster that you are. Robert's just 53. So there's that, okay? What's it like? Okay, I'm just going to get to the point about the big one. The big one, and this is the one that I don't know, I'm hesitant to talk about it. Hike with Mike says, missing the 20th century is the hardest part for me. Interesting observation, Mike. Wow, missing the 20th century. I talked with my daughter who was born at the cusp of the 20th century in 2000, so she has no memory, of course, of that century, right? So she's a child of the 21st century. She has no recollection. I was trying to tell her today, she was asking me about Trump supporters and why they are the way they are. And I told her, and I don't mean to necessarily get political, but I said to her, I think they're wanting to hold on to a world that is gone. And I told her, I wish I could share with you, Emily, what life was like in the 70s growing up, when it really was a white man's world in the United States and white man's culture. And I actually talked to her. She and I watched The Twilight Zone together. I said, when you watch The Twilight Zone, it's a white man's world, right? And basically you see blacks and other colors and the like, and they're just kind of supporting actors in this world. And I think in so many ways what's happening is that a lot of those, they want that world. They don't want that world to go away, it is going to go away. And so 55 here, Evolving Blessing, and Reese says, you guys are making me feel so old. I'm 23. I started watching your videos around 15. Wow, you're my demographic, Reese. You're the person I wrote this book for. If you haven't already, reach out to me, dinnerbytheriver@gmail.com, and I will happily send you a copy of my book. You are the reason I wrote that book. Robert says, I did recently learn that we can grow new synapses in our brain. Watching Jay Abraham videos, does something required this just to take notes? Yeah, that may be true that you can grow synapses, but it's funny, Robert. And I'm not saying I'm giving up, but I'm feeling my way to the grave, right? I mean, and I don't mean it in a negative or a downer sense. It's simply that I know I see the hole ahead. It's no longer off in the horizon. There's a hole up there with my name in it. And I'm stepping go there, and I don't mind that what's happening. So let me get to the heavy point. That segues into it. The heavy point is, I realize now that there's no chance from this point on, with few exceptions. I think there are some people who make their solo performance, or whatever you want to call it, where their life, whatever it is that you were born in this life, and you want to do something. The trail is longer behind you than one in front of you. Oh, by a long shot, yeah. And I think that if you hold off and you wait until your 50s, if I was to wait until 56, like for me, this is my shot, right? This is it. I don't, I'm, like I said, everything now is after dinner mints. If I hadn't done that by this point, I would feel like I missed my chance. Whatever I could do at this point would be kind of like trying to run a marathon after you were already spent from trying to run a marathon, right? It's going to be a best effort at best, right? You're just a self-defeatist. I guess I am. Yeah. It's funny how you can't talk about. I know you meant that tongue in cheek 1 minute, but you can't talk. It's funny how you can't talk about these things without people thinking that you're depressed or down or whatever. I just think it's fascinating. I mean, it's my favorite topic to talk about, to think about death and to think about the end and the fact that I don't believe there is anything after it, and to sit around and go, wow, this is pretty awesome. But I got a little bit of time here, I'm going to try to make the best of it. Robert says, I learned that our central nervous system will protect us from hearing things it doesn't think we are ready for. Interesting. Yeah. I want a signed copy of your book too. Dinner by the River, small 5, yes, dinnerbytheriver@gmail.com, or softypapa@gmail.com, or softypapa@goingalone.org. It'll all get to me. Why don't you just take some magic mushrooms? What would that do? I don't want to dull the reality. I want to know more about what's real. Actually, you're sounding very enthusiastic right now. I am very enthusiastic. And gosh darn it, I mean, it's a funny thing because the book, and I don't make these videos to tout my book, but what else have I got to tout, right? Because that's all I did in life. I made a kid. I tried to be a good husband to one woman. I tried to be a good citizen, and I wrote a book. I'm gonna make a couple of videos, right? So that's what that is. Reese says taking LSD or magic mushrooms is shown to stimulate neuron growth as science moves past on old stigmas and new understanding of what makes you old is emerging. It would blow your mind. Okay, that might be fine. I don't want to stop being what I am. I don't want more stimulation. I want to, if this roller coaster is beginning to coast to a stop, if we're on the last little downhill pit before it turns the corner and rounds itself into the roundhouse, I want to feel the momentum slowing down and the drag of gravity and the grind of entropy as my body begins to diminish. I'm not looking for another high. I'm not looking for another dose of feeling like I'm 20 again. I'm quite happy with the decline. You taught younglings in Japan. They will remember that for the rest of their lives. That's true. That's true. And that's okay too. I mean, it's not even really about being remembered. So the point of the video was to talk about what it's like to be 55, 56. And the one thing is, it's physically winding down. Mentally winding down. Artistically wound down. So I guess the point is 56 and winding down, and it'd be interesting. Maybe I'll make more videos about this going ahead. I talked to my wife about this the other day. I told her, I said, we've got about 10 good years left in us before it's just going to be a matter of we're not going to want to go out anymore. Just stay home to soak our feet in warm water. The look she gave me. I don't want to feel 20 again. How I feel now is better. Yeah, Robert. Exactly. I wouldn't go back to 20 for nothing. I mean, I would love to be able to be physically strong like that again, and to be able to go all night like I used to be able to. I'm referring to dancing. What were you thinking? But I wouldn't want any of the mental baggage of 20, right? Wouldn't want any of the confusion of 30, especially because 30, you got all the responsibility that's starting to pile on, right? And then and then the 40, the what is it? Just the almost the apathy of 40. It's like, it's like, and I'm talking about it at its extreme. I mean, there's lots of pluses and all that, but there's kind of an undercurrent of things. 20 is kind of a confusion of trying to figure yourself out. 30 is kind of a wow, things are getting really busy. Will I ever get a chance to rest? And 40 is like, to hell with it all. TKO Sam's got that great tattoo. I don't know if it's a real tattoo. It's the guy laying prone, and it says, it don't matter. Nothing really matters, right? Which is a great tattoo. And then 50, if you're lucky, 50 is when you get a little relief, and you start to say, whew, man, that was a hell of a ride those last couple of decades, those last 3 decades, right? Man, maybe it's now time to collect my thoughts a little bit and relax a little bit and make some pleasure of this little bit of time that I've got left. So it can be that way. LOL. Okay, I just made me laugh out loud. Good, that was my goal. Let's read a little bit of Going Alone, another objective tonight, and then I'll carry on with my dogs. You guys are doing really good. They're doing really good tonight. I talked to Emily earlier. She's going to redo 2 of the images in the book that came out a little dark. I appreciate that. Okay, let's read now objective number 4. Did I do this one later? Did I do this one last night? Did I do 4 last night? Yeah, I think I did. 5. Perform good actions. Right here. It's a very short one. My deeds should be worthy of a life spent working to pass each day as an improvement, not only for myself and my family, but also for those with whom we share life now, as well as those in the future who will receive this common inheritance. So, I mean, just a very simple reminder to myself to work to improve my life, those around me, and those to come. Had a fascinating, like I said, fascinating conversation with Emily over lunch. We got very deeply into politics. She was totally driving it. I tend to not drive conversations of politics or religion or money with anybody, but she's very active in these things now, and she went headlong into the issue of abortion, which actually made me rather uncomfortable at times, because it's something that I do have a position on abortion, which is basically I'm pro-life, but I hope that the woman will choose to keep the life, right? So it's like, allow the right, but I strongly encourage them not to give up the baby. Emily and I sat there over lunch together and just unpacked that whole package. Gosh, a young mind, just full of ideas and idealism and some ideas. And she teaches me a lot, and also gives me a chance to talk. It's interesting having these adult grown-up talks with the girl that I did bumpity bump with, right? I just noticed I already sent you an email to softypapa email for the signed copy. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. I've got a list that I keep, a spreadsheet, and when I get an email from somebody, I add them to the spreadsheet. It takes me sometimes months to get around to actually sending books to people. I'm behind. As Emily's adding things to the book, it takes a while. So don't be surprised if it takes me months to get it to you. I will get it to you for sure. Be the best version of you every day. Yes, Robert, I agree. Bria says, hi Kurt, I sent you an email about your book. Great. I've got about 6 or 7 emails that I haven't gotten to yet. So if I haven't responded to you, it's in my inbox. If All in Blessing says, I still find myself saying out loud, when I grow up, I don't know, but I think it's true. We do grow up to the next we are supposed to be. Do you think there is a supposed to be? I think there is. I think there's a supposed to be that our biology expects us to be, that our biology demands that the success of our species instantiates within our genes and causes us to become. But I don't think it's anything more than that. I was 22 for 30 years. Interesting. What does that mean, Robert? I mean, do you mean that as a joke, or did you try to hang on to? Were you one of those that tried to hang on to your youth? I'm scared of getting old, to be honest. I understand it, Brianna. Why are you scared? Are you scared of missing out on a chance to do something that you want? Are you scared of death? Do you not believe in an afterlife if you're scared of death? Are you scared of missing something? I hope you don't mind me prying. You don't have to answer, but I am curious. I'd love it if you'd choose to share. Robert says, not sure how I feel now age-wise. Still need the shoulder repair, hopefully soon. Yeah, I hope so too, Robert. I understand what it needs to start to feel broken, and wonder what it might mean. I mean, this right eye is going fuzzy, and which kind of scares me a little bit. Little Five says, oh, and you're still riding to work? I'm kind of worried about your eye. Ride safe. I'm not riding anywhere anymore since COVID. I've been working since March from home. So I just get out of bed and go to my desk and get out of the desk and I take the dog for a walk 4 times a day and get out, swim. David says, I'm young, but I hate getting older too. David, I don't know. As an old guy, I would say, and Robert will back me up, I think, every decade to come, the decades to come have a way of getting better. The body it's like an inverse relationship, right? The body, as when you're young, the body is virile, where the mind is juvenile. Whereas as you get older, the body becomes, I almost wanted to say flaccid. The body wears down, but the mind becomes supple and mature. And since we live in our mind all day long, it's a good place to live. It's a much better place to live. I hope will have a chance to do that. I would like to say that engaging in whatever it is that interests you when you're a young person will have a way of paying benefits later. Robert says, no, that's how I felt physically 22. I did lift weights from 16 to 43 when the rotor cuff blew out. Oh, I see. Reese says, I can't imagine being 50. At age 20, you really only have 10 years of experience. It seems to go by so slow. Doesn't it go by so slow? Oh my gosh, yes. It goes by so fast now. Just bam, bam, bam. I have some sympathy for you, Reese, at age 20. The question that I want to ask you is, do you have something that you want to do? It's not, but once you get to my age, it's a little bit too late to do just about anything. I gotta say, to be politically correct, that it's not true, but it is true. It is true. If you've waited this long, you're kind of finished. Good luck. I mean, there's some out there that might be able to pull it off, but they're the exception. So you're 20, you can pull off anything at your age, practically. Whatever the competency of your synapses is capable of, right? And maybe even beyond that. So may I ask you, Reese, do you have something that you want to do, and are you doing it? Robert says, the muscles remain just relaxed. In these past few years, I've been blessed beyond measure with relationships. That's true. What's wonderful. Don't miss that meatloaf. Don't let that meatloaf. Is that you and Molly? Small Five says, I like to talk to older people because I can learn their life story and hopefully don't make the same mistakes as them. LOL. You're a wise person, Small Five. I'm winging it, Reese says. I'm winging it mostly, working on finance degree. I want to go to Japan. Did you send me an email, Reese? It sounds similar to somebody I just answered to email. I mean, a lot of people I talk to are in college, young people like you in college that want to go to Japan. Interesting. Good course of action, by the way. Get that degree and then go to Japan. Always have. Brianna says, I'm scared of death and missing out on what I should have done in my past. Does it comfort you at all to imagine that you won't know that you're dead? At least my humble opinion. I understand. So what is it that you want to do? Is there something you want to do, Brianna? And what's keeping you from doing it? Robert says, ha, Neff, Molly lives. Molly lives. If you've ever read that book, The Monkey Wrench Gang by, what's his name? I can't remember his name. That was the thing. Hey Duke lives. You would find scrawled all over the Southwest. Molly lives. I like to say I have a Peter Pan complex, meaning I don't want to grow up. LOL. It'd be interesting to explore that. You know, I kind of was like that too when I was young. I didn't want the responsibility. The responsibility has a way of finding you, you know. And it's a blessing. I think it winds up leading us into the life that is really the most valuable, which is the life of dedication and contribution to someone other than ourselves, namely our family, especially our children. Robert, to you, Kurt, and all here, I heartily recommend the Ken Walls YouTube channel, the Ken and Glenn Show, and the Ken, Glenn, and Guy Named Scott Show are highly recommended. That's a mouthful. 3 shows that kind of build upon each other. All right, thanks for the recommendation, Robert. I'll recommend a channel too. They're not as serious as yours. I was trying to find Mully's channel. I wanted to see that video, because the video that he had made, someone had mentioned that he made a response video, and I typed in Mully, and it came up with his channel with like 4 million subscribers from Mully, and it's this guy that makes these animated things. They're funny as all heck. Just check for Mully, and I think it'll show up. And with that, I probably better stop. Whoops, and I just got an email from, there you go, Reese, you just sent me an email requesting your book. Great, thank you. I just got your email. Ken and Glenn interviewed Catherine, a 90-year-old young lady with a great memory. Wow, fascinating. All right, everybody, I'm going to sign off for now. I almost wrangled Emily into this. I thought I would have a chat with her tonight, but she was busy, so it's just me and the dog. But it seems my family's quite willing to be involved in this, so don't be surprised if we see them more in the future. I wish you all a safe and happy day, night, or whatever it is where you are. Remember to be safe, but not too safe. Especially you young folk out there, right? Let's get out there and live a little, so when you get to be my age, you have a nice long perspective of living and a nice long career of success and failure to look back on and to inform your better living. You're welcome, Robert. It's good to see you. I'm glad you found you enjoyed the time, Brianna. And 8-Ball Eyes, God bless, dude. Well, thank you, 8-Ball Eyes. I appreciate that. Take care, everybody. Have a great evening. See you later.